has. So, what does this mean? Like, instead of mathy terms, what does that mean right there? If it's what? What are you looking for? What does greater than 0 mean?
1.
What kind of number? That means there's 2 solutions? Braden. We said solutions are x-intercepts, so if you wanted to know what that means about the graph, that just means the graph would touch the x-axis 2 times. Or sometimes I ask you if it reaches a certain line, and remember how you have to move it to the other side? It would reach that line 2 times. Whatever I'm asking you, whatever's on the other side of the equal sign, when the discriminant is positive, it reaches it twice.
So we're going back in the graphing?
Not really. It just, you should understand like what a 0 means on a graph though. Like if I gave you a picture of a graph.
0, middle.
0 means x-intercept.
Yeah, origin.
Yes, not the origin,
Origin
the x-axis. The x-axis is where the y value is 0. This is the line y equals 0. We just call it the x-axis. Can somebody tell me, what do you think one solution would look like?
1 point on the x-axis.
Yeah, what's that 1 point? What's the only way to do that? Half? I was looking for a vertex. It can be opening up or down, but when you have this touch, it has to touch just at the vertex. It doesn't actually dip down or dip up and go back through. Just one. And then no solutions, what do you think that looks like?
Origin.
It's like a straight line.
Take the origin.
Not a straight line. These are all parabolas. How would I, so if it made it touch twice, made it touch once, Aubrey, what would no solution look like? It would not touch the x-axis at all. So I could, well it would, if it can touch the y-axis over here,
I guess technically.
but it would not touch the x-axis.
No way.
He's got it.
No, I insist.
And this is like the 4th person.
Well,
All right, do you have everything written down on this page?
yeah.
What they just said stuff there.
Quiet, please. All right, then. Let's put it together. So what we have here are an equation and a graph. So we're just finding the discriminant, please. What's the discriminant again?
1, 2,
B squared minus 4 times.
Okay. So would you find the discriminant of this quadratic for me, please?
It's right there.
It's right there. It's right. It's just in, yeah, it's part of the quadratic formula. It's right. Come on, man. Here.
Well, I mean, if you were it wasn't.
No, you just got circle.
Okay, no extra talking, please. It's distracting. The discriminant is that. All right, would you find it for this one, please? Thanks. So when we take our test and I ask these questions, you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right if you just say 1 solution, 2 solutions, no solutions. So you have to make sure you show me your discriminant work, okay? We get 4 plus 4 plus 40, so the discriminant is 44. this is a positive number. It's greater than 0, right? So we said, no, we didn't say no solution. We said,
Two solutions.
oh, good. Now, can you see how that ties into the graph?
Now, yeah.
Because how many times does it touch the x-axis?
Twice.
Twice. So this has 2 solutions.
Next is one solution.
Okay,
That one is no solution.
so
Is that all we're doing?
we should know then that what should the discriminant be in this one, since this is what the graph looks like?
One.
One.
Yeah, but what is, I heard it. The discriminant should be 0. Let's just double check that it is.
It is on X.
So we have 36 minus 36, which is 0. Don't make the mistake. This is a really common mistake. People don't think closely then. They don't remember, okay, that means it's 0 in the quadratic formula. It doesn't mean there's 0 solutions. It means there's 1 solution. So according to the graph, how many or what kind of number should the discriminant be now?
Oh,
There's no solution, but what kind of number should the discriminant be? Negative.
negative 1.5.
I'm just doing b squared minus 4ac right here.
Oh, it's
25 minus 32.
No solutions, you can write it like that. Okay, so I'm just trying to tie into the graph there.
Ms. Conrad, how's the first one like 2 solutions, but there's only 44?
Gosh, what? Which one is this? Yeah.
What the-
Okay, so Braden, if I would actually, what I just found was the piece that goes underneath that square root symbol, okay? No, this is, this is negative 4 times negative 2 is 8, and 8 times 5 is 40. 4 plus 40 is 44.
So we're only finding like the number that would be under the radical.
We're not finding what the solutions are, we're finding how many there are by what's under the radical.
Yeah.
So if I were to keep, now here's the deal, if I asked you to find them now, it would be pretty quick because I already know this number. It would be negative 2 plus or minus root 44 over negative 4. Do you see how when you'd get this number here, you'd do a plus and then a minus and you'd get 2 answers?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Okay.
Wow.
All right, for 1 through 3, let's try. What do we have to do first on this?
Find the discriminant.
Careful.
You gotta move it to plus 3.
Plus 3x. Is there any x term over here?
No.
No, there's an x squared. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over here so there's no like terms. X squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. Yep. Okay. I get 1. That doesn't mean there's 1 solution. We had 3 categories. We had positive, 0, you're right, negative.
2. Those to me those.
So this 1 is a positive number, you're right. So there are 2 solutions. And actually, I can tell if it's a perfect square that they're going to be exact ones too, right? Because isn't this a perfect square?
Yeah,
So when I put it in quad formula, it would be nice. They would be exact. We're not going to do it though. We're not going to go all the way
Sure,
through.
if it's 0, it's 1 solution. If it's more than 0, it's 2 solutions. Obviously.
Less than 0, it's. Yep. Okay. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Let's try, would you try number 3?
These are easy. Okay. I don't have a calculator. Yeah. Okay, let's what I was talking about.
It is negative. You got 0?
Wait,
Let me
why-
see what you did.
why I thought the 4 in the parentheses.
Okay, so just like quadratic formula, what has to be on the one side
Oh,
to use this?
Bro, you're doing number 2. Number 3.
Oh.
Okay. This is the last one. It's a negative number, okay? So there are no solutions. What did you get for this one? Did you get 0 for this? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. It's 9 minus 32, 8, 21, negative 21 is negative 23.
Did you say ain't? That's not a word.
Is it?
Well,
Oh,
That's 2 Jolly Ranchers.
actually, it's,
technically you said 8, so it's
yeah,
not
I'm
one.
gonna take off for the 8, but it's still 1. Thank you, Jarrell. All right.
Taking off the 8.
Now, we can also use this to find if a projectile motion will reach a certain height, because we don't have to find the answers, we can just find the discriminant. So, do you remember this formula? Vaguely. Yeah. On this one, actually, it's given to you. You don't even have to plug the things in. So a field hockey player makes a scoop that releases the ball with an upward velocity of 34 feet per second. Do you see the 34 was put right here? So you don't even have to do that part. The negative 16 has to do with gravity, pulling whatever the object is down. And there's nothing written after that. What does that mean about the initial height?
It's
It's
Yeah, it's on the ground, which makes sense. They're scooping it off the ground. The question is, will the ball ever reach a height of 20 feet?
Plug in.
Plug in where?
For H.
So we're going to plug that in for H.
Yeah. And you gotta subtract it from both sides. And the discriminant.
Okay, so we are going to subtract it from both sides. So 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 34t minus 20. So we're going to check how many times it reaches that height. So either twice, once, or never. So this discriminant can be used for this as well. So what do? We're just checking, plug in what?
into the discriminant equation.
Okay, so b squared minus 4ac, I would write 34 squared, bless you, minus 4 times negative 16, be careful, times a negative 20. You probably want a calculator for this.
Negative.
Yeah, negative 1.4.
I got negative 2, negative 124.
That's what I got, and it sounds like Braden got that too.
I got that too.
Okay,
I got it first.
Oh, it's not a competition.
guys, come on.
I want Jolly.
So let's answer the question. So will the ball ever reach a height of 20 feet?
No.
And
No.
I'm sorry.
But you gotta give me some reason why. discriminant is negative would be good, or